Welcome to QuickBook Audio, where we're diving into a life-changing journey through The Millionaire Next Door, The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. If you've ever dreamed of building wealth, wondered what millionaires really do to get rich, or wanted to achieve financial freedom without flashy spending, this book is your guide to understanding the habits, mindsets, and strategies of the truly wealthy. Whether you're a young professional saving your first dollars, a family planning for the future, an entrepreneur seeking stability, or someone curious about what it takes to become a millionaire, these insights will shift your perspective, equip you with practical tools, and inspire you to take control of your financial destiny. Picture this: you imagine a millionaire as someone with a mansion, a private jet, and a lavish lifestyle, but your neighbor, a teacher or small business owner, drives a used car, lives in a modest home, and is secretly worth millions. How did they do it? Stanley and Danko's research shows that most millionaires aren't who you think. They're ordinary people who save diligently, invest wisely, and live below their means. Through their principles, debunking wealth myths, living frugally, investing strategically, and prioritizing financial independence, they reveal a path anyone can follow. We'll explore these ideas through clear, detailed explanations, blending psychological, sociological, and practical insights to make them relatable and actionable. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join our community for more transformative summaries. Let's make this personal. Drop a comment below. What's one financial goal you're chasing, saving for a house, retiring early, or starting a business, and what's the biggest money habit holding you back? Maybe it's overspending, not saving, or fear of investing. I'm eager to hear your story, and I'll be reading every comment to cheer you on. Grab a notebook, find a comfy spot, and let's uncover the secrets of the millionaire next door, starting now. Part 1: Debunking Wealth Myths. Who is the millionaire next door? We begin with the core of the millionaire next door, debunking myths about wealth and revealing the surprising profile of America's millionaires. Stanley and Danko's research shatters stereotypes, showing that millionaires aren't flashy spenders but disciplined savers who build wealth quietly. This part explores common wealth myths, the 7 traits of millionaires, and the importance of net worth over income, setting the foundation for financial success. Wealth myths: what you think you know. Many believe millionaires inherit their money, earn huge salaries, or live extravagantly. Stanley and Danko's data, based on surveys of over 1,000 high-net-worth individuals, shows otherwise. Only 20% inherit significant wealth, most are first-generation rich, starting with little. Their median income is $131,000, $1,996, $250,000 in 2025, not millions, and they live in modest neighborhoods, driving used cars like Toyotas, not Ferraris. This challenges conspicuous consumption, where spending signals status, per Thorstein Veblen. The myth that wealth requires a high income traps people in overspending, preventing savings. Instead, millionaires prioritize net worth, assets minus liabilities, over income, reflecting wealth accumulation theory. Another myth is that millionaires take big risks. In reality, they're cautious, investing in stable assets like stocks or real estate and avoiding speculative ventures. They're not geniuses. Many are average earners, like teachers or accountants, who excel at discipline, not luck. This mindset shift is empowering. Wealth is about choices, not chance. The Millionaire Profile: 7 Traits. Stanley and Danko identify 7 traits of millionaires. 1. Live below their means. They spend less than they earn, saving 15 to 20% of income. 2. Allocate time and money efficiently. They budget meticulously, tracking expenses. 3. Value financial independence. They prioritize freedom over status, avoiding debt. 4. Self-made wealth. Most build fortunes through work, not inheritance. 5. Choose the right occupation. They pick scalable fields, like business ownership. 6. Invest in appreciating assets. They favor stocks, real estate, or businesses. 7. Marry frugally. Their spouses share thrifty values, reinforcing discipline. Net worth over income, the true measure. Wealth isn't income, it's net worth, the value of what you own, for example, savings, investments, property, minus what you owe, for example, loans. The author's formula estimates expected net worth, age times annual income, divided by 10. For example, a 40-year-old earning $100,000 should have $400,000. Millionaires exceed this, often 3 to 10 times, as prodigious accumulators of wealth, not under-accumulators, UAWs, who spend heavily. This shifts focus from earning more to saving and investing, aligning with financial planning principles. Getting started, assess your wealth mindset. Evaluate your beliefs about money. Do you equate wealth with spending or savings? Calculate your net worth, assets minus debts, and compare it to the formula. Identify one millionaire trait to adopt, like budgeting. This starts your journey to think like a millionaire next door. Practical tip: try a wealth snapshot this week. List your assets, for example, savings, car, and debts, for example, loans, to find your net worth. Use the formula, your age times income, divided by 10. Pick one trait, like saving 10% of income. Say, I build wealth daily, 10 times daily. Journal nightly, am I thinking like a millionaire? Try for a week. Extended exercise, create a wealth mindset plan for a month. Track your net worth weekly, adopt 2 traits, for example, budgeting, investing, and set one savings goal, for example, $500. Journal weekly, is my wealth growing? Check in with a friend. Track for a month, adjusting habits. Reflection pause, what's one wealth myth you believe, and how can you shift to a millionaire mindset this week? Key takeaway: millionaires aren't flashy, they're disciplined savers with high net worth, not income, using 7 traits to build wealth anyone can adopt. Part 2, Frugality and Discipline, the Millionaire Lifestyle. This part dives into the millionaire lifestyle, frugality and discipline as the cornerstones of wealth. Stanley and Danko show that millionaires live modestly, prioritizing savings over spending, and make deliberate choices to stay wealthy. This part explores living below your means, budgeting effectively, and avoiding wealth traps, giving you tools to build a strong financial foundation. Living below your means, the frugal mindset. Millionaires spend less than they earn, saving 15 to 20% of income, often living on 80% or less of their earnings. They buy used cars, shop sales, and live in modest homes, median value $320,000 in 1996, $600,000 in 2025. For example, they choose a $30,000 Honda over a $60,000 BMW, banking the difference. This aligns with behavioral economics, where frugality compounds wealth, per Daniel Kahneman. Frugality isn't deprivation, it's choosing value, like quality clothes on sale, over status. Millionaires avoid big hat, no cattle lifestyles, high spending, low wealth, common among UAWs. Budgeting, time, energy, money. Millionaires are obsessive budgeters, spending hours monthly tracking income and expenses. They allocate resources efficiently, treating time like money. For example, they plan grocery lists to avoid impulse buys, saving $100 monthly. This reflects time management principles, where planning maximizes outcomes, per Stephen Covey. Budgeting includes defensive spending, insurance, maintenance, to avoid losses, and offensive investing, stocks, bonds, for growth. They shop strategically, using coupons or bulk buys, and negotiate deals, boosting savings by 5 to 10%. Avoiding wealth traps, debt and status. Debt is a wealth killer. Millionaires avoid consumer debt, like credit cards, paying cash for most purchases. They shun status symbols, like designer clothes, as UAW bait that drains savings. For example, they buy a $200 suit on sale, not a $2,000 brand, investing the $1,800. This aligns with social comparison theory, where resisting peer pressure preserves wealth, per Leon Festinger. They also avoid economic outpatient care, subsidizing adult children, which delays their kids' independence and erodes wealth. Getting started, embrace frugality. Track your spending for 1 week to spot wasteful habits. Set a savings goal, for example, 10% of income. Cut one status expense, for example, dining out, and redirect the money to savings. This builds the disciplined, frugal habits of millionaires. Practical tip: try a frugal challenge this week. Track every dollar you spend in a notebook. Pick one expense to cut, for example, coffee shop drinks, and save that money. Say, I live below my means, 10 times daily. Journal nightly, did I save more? Try for a week. Extended exercise, create a frugality roadmap for a month. Track spending daily, set a 15% savings goal, and cut 2 expenses, for example, subscriptions. Invest the savings in a low-cost fund. Journal weekly, am I more disciplined? Check in with a friend. Track for a month, refining habits. Reflection pause: what's one spending habit you can cut this week to save more, and how will it help your wealth? Key takeaway: millionaires build wealth through frugality and discipline, living below their means, budgeting meticulously, and avoiding debt and status traps. Part 3: Investing and Independence, Building Wealth Over Time. This part focuses on how millionaires invest strategically and prioritize financial independence over consumption. It explores investment habits, choosing the right occupation, and the pursuit of freedom, giving you tools to grow your wealth steadily. Investment habits, slow and steady. Millionaires invest consistently, favoring appreciating assets, stocks, 60% of portfolios, real estate, 20%, and businesses, 15%, over speculative ventures like crypto. They hold investments long-term, averaging 10+ years, leveraging compound interest, per Albert Einstein's eighth wonder. For example, $10,000 invested at 8% annually grows to $46,000 in 20 years. They diversify to reduce risk, per modern portfolio theory by Harry Markowitz, and use low-cost index funds, avoiding high-fee advisors. They start early, median age 30, saving $200 monthly, which compounds to millions by retirement. Choosing the right occupation, scalable income. Millionaires often choose occupations with scalable income, business ownership, consulting, or specialized professions like accounting. Stanley and Danko found 65% are self-employed or own businesses, as entrepreneurship offers control and growth, per Joseph Schumpeter's innovation theory. They pick fields where skills compound, like law or IT, and focus on niches, like tax accounting, for higher earnings. Even employees can emulate this by side hustling or investing in skills, increasing income 10 to 20% annually. Financial independence, freedom over flash. Millionaires value financial independence, living off assets, not income, over flashy lifestyles. Their goal is a net worth that generates passive income, for example, 4% of $2 million equals $80,000 yearly, per the FIRE movement. They avoid income statement affluence, high earnings, low savings, and aim for balance sheet affluence, high net worth. This aligns with financial freedom models, where assets fund life, per Robert Kiyosaki. Independence means choices, retiring early, working part-time, or pursuing passions, without financial stress. Getting started, invest and plan. Open a low-cost investment account, for example, Vanguard, and start with $50 monthly in an index fund. Research one scalable occupation or side hustle aligned with your skills. Write your independence goal, for example, $1 million by 60. This sets you on the millionaire path. Practical tip: try an investment starter this week. Research one index fund and save $25 to invest. List one skill to monetize, for example, tutoring. Say, I invest for freedom, 10 times daily. Journal nightly, am I closer to independence? Try for a week. Extended exercise, create an independence plan for a month. Invest $50 monthly, explore one side hustle, for example, freelancing, and calculate your independence number, for example, $2 million. Journal weekly, is my wealth growing? Check in with a mentor. Track for a month, refining investments. Reflection pause, what's one investment or side hustle you can start this week, and how will it move you toward freedom? Key takeaway, millionaires invest in appreciating assets, choose scalable occupations, and prioritize financial independence, building wealth steadily for freedom. Part 4, Sustaining Wealth, Legacy and Long-Term Success. This part explores how millionaires sustain wealth for the long term, passing it to future generations and maintaining discipline. It covers wealth transfer, overcoming barriers, continuous learning, and building a lasting legacy, ensuring your financial success endures. Wealth transfer, raising wealthy kids. Millionaires teach their children frugality and independence, avoiding economic outpatient care that creates dependency. They model discipline, like budgeting, and provide education, not handouts, fostering self-reliance, per socialization theory by John Clausen. For example, they fund college but expect kids to work part-time. They also use trusts or gradual inheritance to preserve wealth, ensuring it supports, not spoils, heirs. This creates a legacy of values, not just money. Overcoming barriers, temptation, setbacks, mindset. Barriers like spending temptation, financial setbacks, or mindset traps can derail wealth building. Millionaires resist lifestyle inflation, spending more as income rises, by sticking to budgets. They recover from setbacks, like market dips, by diversifying and holding long-term, per behavioral finance. They cultivate a growth mindset, learning from failures, per Carol Dweck. For example, after a bad investment, they research better options, not quit. Continuous learning, stay wealthy. Millionaires never stop learning, reading financial books, attending seminars, or consulting advisors. They stay updated on markets, tax laws, and opportunities, spending 5 to 10 hours monthly on education, per lifelong learning principles. This ensures adaptability, like shifting from bonds to ETFs as markets evolve. They also network with other wealthy individuals, gaining insights, per social learning theory by Bandura. Building a lasting legacy. A lasting legacy combines wealth, values, and impact. Millionaires plan estates, like wills or charities, to pass on assets and principles. They mentor others, like employees or family, creating ripple effects, per generativity theory by Erik Erikson. Their businesses or investments often fund community projects, enhancing social capital. This ensures their wealth endures beyond their lifetime. Practical tip, try a legacy builder this week. Write one frugal habit to teach someone, for example, budgeting. Read one financial article. Say, my wealth creates a legacy, 10 times daily. Journal nightly, did I learn or share? Try for a week. Extended exercise, create a legacy roadmap for a month. Teach one person a wealth habit, read one financial book, and draft a simple will or charity plan. Journal weekly, is my legacy growing? Check in with a mentor. Track for a month, refining actions. Reflection pause, what's one wealth habit you'll share or learn this week to build your legacy? Key takeaway, sustain wealth by transferring values, overcoming barriers, learning continuously, and building a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. We've just unlocked the transformative secrets of the Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, a guide to building lasting wealth through discipline and smart choices. Let's recap the core pillars. Debunking wealth myths. Millionaires are frugal, disciplined savers, not flashy spenders, with high net worth driven by 7 traits. Frugality and discipline. Live below your means, budget meticulously, and avoid debt to build a strong financial foundation. Investing and independence. invest in appreciating assets, choose scalable occupations, and aim for financial freedom over consumption. Sustaining wealth, transfer values, overcome barriers, learn continuously, and create a legacy for long-term success. The author's message is profound: wealth is what you accumulate, not what you spend. You don't need a big salary or inheritance, just consistent, intentional habits. What's next? Track your spending, save 10% this week, and invest $25 in a fund. Stanley and Danko say, the millionaire next door is just like you. Start small, stay disciplined, and build your wealth. Grab the Millionaire Next Door, with full book. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone ready to build wealth, a friend, family member, or colleague. Drop a comment with your financial goal, one frugal habit, or legacy idea. I'll read everyone and cheer you on. Thank you for joining me. Your wealth is your power. Save smart, invest wisely, and live free. You've got this.